Across the sun-bleached plains of the Serengeti, the dry season reigns with absolute, merciless tyranny. Here, the brutal heat bends the horizon, turning the open landscape into a lethal furnace. Every gasp of scorching air becomes a desperate struggle for survival among the dying grass. In this unforgiving wasteland med, life grids solely by the calories an animal can protect. Yet, within the shimmering waves of heat, an invisible system of absolute destruction waits silently. A phantom presence moves through the parched brush, executing a calculated, mathematical code of predation's business. This environment does not tolerate weakness, enforcing its laws through a relentless cycle of exhaustion. Succeed soon Inmersas. The ultimate authority of the plains will rise to Rhinos. Its bloody, unavoidable toll. Emerging from the crimson dusk, the true ruler of the African savanna finally shows itself. The African lion stands as a monumental testament to millions of years of evolutionary design. This apex predator is shaped entirely by the heavy pressure of an unforgiving, competitive ecosystem. Its existence is not defined by royalty, but by a continuous struggle for dominance. To survive here, the great cat must rely on highly specialized, lethal biological machinery. Every physical attribute is engineered so precisely to overwhelm and dismantle the heaviest prey on Earth. Beside the majestic appearance lies an optimization of raw power built specifically for close combat. This is a creature designed to conquer, operating at the absolute limit of terrestrial hunting. Weighing nearly 250 kilograms, its massive frame functions as a hydraulic press. Thick waves of muscle bunch across its shoulders, built to absorb massive impact forces effortlessly. The dense mane acts as specialized armor, shielding vulnerable throat tissues from defensive horn strikes. Beneath the padded paws lie heavy, retractable claws that act like sharp, curved steel anchors. These lethal weapons lock deep into thick leather, anchoring the predator to its fleeing target. Its skeleton is built for explosive torque, converting latent chemical energy into immediate, devastating movement. Specialized eyes contain a unique reflective layer, maximizing light within the deepest midnight shadows. This advanced night vision transforms the dark into a clear map for tactical ambushes. Every step is silent, a controlled demonstration of stealth before the chaotic storm of violence. The lion tracks the shifting wind, keeping its heavy scent entirely hidden from the herd. Its target is a massive Cape buffalo, a formidable wall of bone and pure rage. This giant herbivore possesses enough defensive power to easily kill an unwary, overconfident predator. A solitary hunter would face certain death trying to bring down such an immense creature. Therefore, the pride must deploy a complex, coordinated algorithm of cooperative hunting tactics. Spatial role, fanning out across the dry golden landscape. They use the sparse cover perfectly, creeping forward like some synchronized shadows across the dirt. The trap is slowly closing around the herd, driven by shared, ancient predatory intelligence. Distance is calculated with absolute precision, matching the explosive limits of their heavy bodies. Every muscle fiber is tense, coiled tightly like a spring waiting for the signal. The air grows perfectly still as the distance between life and death rapidly shrinks. A single mistake will cost the pride vital energy they cannot afford to lose. In this environment, a failed attempt brings them one step closer to certain starvation. The target shifts its weight, completely unaware of the lethal perimeter tightening around it. Now, the silent countdown ends, and the hunting system triggers its explosive kinetic release. Hunter erupts from the grass, shattering the fragile piece of the plane. Panics, spreads like wildfire through the herd, sending heavy hooves crashing against the earth. The earth shakes under the immense weight of fleeing giants scrambling line for their love. Dust explodes into the air, creating a blinding cloud that masks the oncoming assault. The apex predator accelerates with terrifying power, closing the final gap within mere seconds. With a massive leap, the lion launches its heavy body onto the fleeing buffalo. Sharp claws sink deep into thick flesh, anchoring the massive cat to its prey. The buffalo roars in agony, thrashing violently to throw off the crushing weight above. Joins the struggle, targeting the hind legs to break the animal's momentum. Together, they apply immense downward force, fighting against the desperate strength of the herbivore. The massive beast stumbles, its legs buckling under the relentless coordinated pressure of the pride. With a final, thunderous crash, the giant falls, pinned down into the suffocating dust. Instantly, the dominant male moves in to deliver the final, definitive stroke of the hunt. His massive jaws clamp down on the throat, applying a crushing, absolute pressure lock. 1,000 pounds of pressure per square inch completely seals the prey's windpipe shut. This lethal hold cuts off the vital flow of life, ending any remaining resistance. The buffalo's desperate thrashing slowly weakens as oxygen fails to reach its straining muscles. Minutes pass in a grim, silent embrace of death on the scorched African dirt. Finally, the immense struggle ends, and a profound silence returns to the blood-stained grass. The ancient order of the plains has been fulfilled through a brutal, necessary execution. The kill is secured, but the immediate cost of victory is dangerously, staggeringly high. Inside the lion's chest, a biological crisis unfolds as its systems face extreme exhaustion. The intense sprint has forced the predator into a critical state of oxygen debt. Its surprisingly small heart pumps furiously, struggling to clear metabolic waste from the muscles. Lacking an efficient internal cooling system, the cat's core temperature rises to dangerous levels. It pants heavily, completely vulnerable, and entirely unable to defend its hard-earned meal yet. This profound physical weakness is the hidden tax imposed on every supreme apex predator. Power demands an immediate, exhausting payment that leaves the victor completely spent and broken. Hungry hyenas gather at the edge of the dust, waiting to exploit this brief vulnerability. The king must guard his prize even, while his body screams for vital recovery time. This brutal hunt represents only a brief moment of success in a life of failure. Statistics reveal that 80% of all lion hunting attempts end in absolute disappointment. Starvation is a constant, lingering shadow that follows the pride through every dry season. The heavy crown of leadership is woven tightly with scars, pain, and constant betrayal. Within the pride, internal politics are volatile, defined by shifting alliances and bloody coups. Rival males constantly patrol the borders, looking for any sign of weakness or aging. A reigning king faces a short, violent term before being brutally overthrown by outsiders. Every scar on his face tells the story of a desperate survival battle. He does not rule with peaceful luxury, but through a continuous covenant of blood. To lose dominance means total exile, a certain death sentence on the open plains. Mortality rates are exceptionally high as starvation and rival males claim many young lives. Nature offers no charity, demanding absolute compliance with its strict, unchanging evolutionary laws. Evolutionary laws are: every meal eaten must be fiercely defended against a horde of hungry, opportunistic scavengers. The savanna is an endless battleground where the price of life is paid daily. As the pride finally begins to feed, the hierarchy enforces its own cruel rules. The strongest males eat first, leaving the scraps for the exhausted, hungry hunting females. This internal competition ensures that the prime defenders remain strong enough to protect territory. It is a harsh, unsympathetic system that prioritizes collective survival over individual comfort always. Even in victory, the shadow of the next hunt looms large over the pride. The blazing sun begins its slow descent, painting the dusty horizon in deep gold. Resting in the fading light, the exhausted king closes his heavy, tired eyes briefly. His magnificent throne is built entirely of dust, shifting sand, and dried, ancient blood. The myth of the carefree, effortless ruler dissolves into the reality of daily survival. He is not a sovereign living above the law, but its most loyal prisoner. Every breath is earned, every territory defended with the literal currency of his flesh. The Serengeti demands everything, from those who dare to wear its heavy, invisible crown, power, is a temporary loan balanced by the constant looming threat of ultimate failure. Under the wide African sky, the great predator rests before the next inevitable conflict. The cycle continues, driven by the timeless, unyielding code of life on the edge. Across the burning plains of Africa, survival demands absolute vigilance from every living creature. The oppressive heat of the dry season bakes the cracked earth into a golden wasteland. Shifting dust storms choke the horizon, masking the subtle movements of predators lurking in shadows. In this brutal realm of endless conflict, most animals choose to hide from the danger. Yet, one massive titan stands completely unbothered by the harsh realities of this punishing environment. A heavy tremor ripples through the dry grass with every slow, deliberate step it takes. This is a monument of primal power, carved from the ancient bedrock of the wild. Meet the African rhinoceros, a living relic of evolutionary engineering built for pure defensive dominance. Weighing over 2 immense tons, this prehistoric giant rules through sheer physical presence and terror. Its entire body is encased in a massive, impenetrable shield of thick organic armor plating. Absorbs the fiercest strikes of apex predators. Sharp lion claws and leopard fangs fail to pierce this biological fortress of the wild. Atop its formidable crown sits a weapon of unmatched, devastating force on the plains. A massive horn, forged from tightly compressed keratin, can easily impale any potential challenger. This solid horn exerts enough concentrated pressure to shatter the structural hull of an automobile. 4 thick tree legs act like heavy hydraulic pillars, effortlessly supporting its massive iron frame. Yet, this seemingly flawless war machine carries a profound, tragic vulnerability deep within its design. Nature has cursed this grand king with a nearly total fog of absolute blindness. The rhino cannot clearly identify any object moving more than 10 paces away from it. The vibrant, dangerous world around it is reduced to a blurry smudge of shifting shapes. To survive this darkness, the titan must activate a highly sensitive radar system of smell. Its massive nasal passages inhale the wind, dissecting every microscopic particle drifting through the air. A complex olfactory network maps allows it to sense distant water sources from miles away. It decodes the unique chemical signatures of neighboring territories with remarkable, unerring precision. Alongside this supreme scent tracking, its ears rotate like independent satellite dishes to catch sounds. The faint rustle of a dry leaf can instantly trigger its defensive survival instincts. It lives in a perpetual state of tense alert, constantly guessing at unseen threats around. Because it cannot see danger, fear is translated directly into explosive, unyielding aggression. For this blind giant, any unfamiliar sound or scent as an immediate attack. It does not possess the luxury of waiting to verify the nature of the threat. Hesitation on the savanna means giving predators the ultimate advantage in a deadly confrontation. A sudden shift in the afternoon breeze brings a jarring, as unfamiliar. The internal radar screams of a potential intruder violating the borders of its sacred kingdom. Its massive head lifts abruptly, testing the hot air as tensions spikes across the plain. The delicate ears twitch violently, lock onto a specific direction, and pinpoint the unseen disturbance. The animal's ancient brain instantly commands its enormous muscle groups to prepare for war. Adrenaline surges through its massive veins, igniting the primal furnace of its biological engine. Suddenly, the giant beast charges forward with terrifying, explosive speed into the open dust storm. It accelerates from absolute stillness to 50 kilometers per hour. In just a few seconds, 2 tons of solid muscle and bone transform into an unstoppable, blind projectile of fury. The ground trembles violently beneath the thunderous, rhythmic pounding of its furious hooves. Clouds of yellow dust erupt behind it, concealing its charging form in a golden haze. It does not swerve, it does not hesitate, and it certainly does not fear consequences. Anything standing in its direct path will face the absolute certainty of total destruction. Acacia bushes are effortlessly uprooted and crushed under the immense weight of its frantic advance. The weapon on its head points directly forward like a lance aimed at the enemy. It is a display of pure, unadulterated power designed to obliterate any creeping shadow. The target remains invisible to the rhino, hidden behind a permanent veil of gray mist. It fights an enemy created entirely by its own acute paranoia and wildly reactive instincts. The thunderous charge reaches its frantic climax as the beast strikes empty, open air. The suspected intruder was nothing more than a swirling dust devil dancing on the plains. The rhino slows down gradually, its massive hooves digging deep furrows into the dry earth. Heavy, ragged breathing rattles through its chest as it tries to recover precious energy. Every explosive charge exacts an incredibly high metabolic cost on this giant herbivore's body. In times of severe drought, wasting energy on false alarms can be a fatal mistake. Yet, the survival code dictates that false aggression is far better than a fatal surprise. The Titan turns slowly, returning to its quiet, solitary vigil over the vast wasteland. It stands alone, a magnificent monarch trapped within the silent fortress of its own mind. This extreme isolation is the true price of its supreme, uncontested physical power. While other animals form protective herds, the rhino must walk its dangerous path completely alone. Trust is a luxury that a blind creature simply cannot afford on the African plains. Its only constant companion is the small oxpecker bird, retreating safely upon its armored back. These tiny birds act as secondary eyes, sounding shrill alarms when danger draws near. A beautiful symbiotic partnership formed between the weakest creature and the strongest beast. Without these avian sentinels, the rhino would be even more vulnerable to sudden ambush. The midday sun reaches its brutal zenith, pouring scorching heat down upon the dry grass. To protect its dark skin from solar radiation, the rhino seeks out thick mud wallows. Coating its armored body in wet mud provides an essential layer of cooling relief. The caked earth also shields the Titan from vicious, biting insects and painful parasites. Even a creature built like a tank must bow to the elemental forces of nature, every daily habit. Every defensive reaction is shaped entirely by the harsh climate around it. This, where strength must always harmonize with vulnerability. But the ultimate tragedy of the African rhinoceros does not stem from environmental pressures. Arhati's seems the very weapon that ensures its survival has become the catalyst for its destruction. Its horn, meant to defend against wild beasts, attracts a far more lethal predator. Human greed has placed a golden price on the ancient crown of this majestic king. Poachers exploit its poor eyesight, slipping through the shadows with silent, deadly, modern rifles. The rhino can easily crush a lion, but it cannot defend against a distant bullet. Its incredible sense of smells is useless when the wind blows from the wrong direction. The ancient survival algorithms that worked for millennia are failing against modern human threats. Across the continent, the numbers of these great armored titans are dwindling at alarming rates. Each fallen giant leaves behind a profound, empty void in the delicate savanna ecosystem. They are the grand architects of the landscape. Clearing thick brush for smaller species, their extinction would trigger a catastrophic collapse throughout the entire African food web. Yet, despite the immense peril, the remaining rhinos continue their stubborn struggle to survive. They endure through pure instinct, bound to a timeless code written in their genetic history. They do not know. They are targets. They only know the rhythm of the wild, As the searing heat of the day fades, a bloody crimson sunset stains the sky. The long shadows of evening stretch across the plains, bringing a brief, cool reprieve. The blind king stands motionless on a rocky ridge, silhouetted against the dying light. It listens intently to the nocturnal symphony of the wilderness beginning to wake up. In this fleeting moment of peace, the ancient titan seems completely immortal and timeless. It carries the heavy legacy of a prehistoric world that is slowly slipping away, a living masterpiece of iron skin and unyielding spirit, refusing to face total erasure. Its journey is an epic saga of profound loneliness, immense power, and tragic vulnerability. The savanna needs this fierce, armored guardian to maintain its wild, untamed spirit. As night falls, the giant fades into the shadows, a ghost within its territory.